Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Can you prove that? I think not, Phoenix! Oh yeah? Well, I think I can, Miles. It's simple. Nani? September 7th, 10 a.m., District Court number 1. I love the rabble. I love how, like, just bad it sounds. The court rabble. The court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fey. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. I'd better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be in on me on an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence that she committed the murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin the case. You may call your first witness. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Witness, please state your name and profession for the court. Sir, my name is Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of the homicides down at the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use the floor map of the office to explain. I love this music. Alright, so the body was found by this window here. And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the Thinker, found next to the body, sir. How ironic, right? I love that they make the murder weapon the same thing for the first 2 cases. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hands, sir. 2017 Gumshoe. The court accepts the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue. Alright, so we got floor plans added as evidence. Now, detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. Hard evidence? What hard evidence? As soon as the phone call came on, I rushed on the scene. There were 2 people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. The very moment, you say. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh. Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness's testimony, they have to throw in the tutorial. They're still introducing new mechanics for us here. She would bluff and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give this a try. He doesn't even, like, understand, like, basic fucking courtroom concepts of this world, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna defend you from the best prosecutor. No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were 2 people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
This in your thong. BB #charity.
Thank you so much, dude. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Alright, what do we got from here? Are you absolutely sure it was us? Listen, pal, your dumb act will only get you so far. With her funky hippie clothes and your spiky hair, you two stand out like suspicious people at a crime scene. Well, he does have a point. Alright, that was a dumb thing to press on. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why is that? What's your reason? Why? We had a witness account describing her. Hold on just 1 second. Yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly what about this suspicious woman in pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Miss May ain't suspicious, and she sure ain't pink, pal. Well, I guess she is pink. That's enough. Detective Gumshoe, do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, detective? I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yeah. Ugh. Sorry, I got mixed up in the order of my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, detective. Let's hear your testimony again. Hard evidence. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results show that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How you like that? That's my hard evidence. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, detective. Your Honor? Why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time? Jeez. I know, I'm real embarrassed. I forgot about it, Your Honor, sir. Try to be more careful. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. Alright. Let's go, cross-examine time. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. Sure, that's fine. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. Alright, let's take a look at that memo. Department store receipt with letters written in blood on the back. I don't have any more details about it. I wish I could turn it over. I really wish. It says it's a receipt. I want to know what's on the other side of this receipt. It might be crucial. Wiretap, the Thinker statue. The murder weapon looks like a statue, but it's actually a clock made by Larry Butts. Okay. The broken remains of a glass light stand broken beyond all recognition. The cell phone with the phone call. Time of death, 9 to 5 at 9 p.m. Cause, single blunt force trauma. Death was instantaneous. Wait a second. With that autopsy report, I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results show that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name, but that's not possible unless this is false. Objection! Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note, correct? That she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fey? That's really what you're saying. What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, detective. Backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But no butting your way out of this one, detective. Order! Order! The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have the time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon. But when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? Wait, when? It was on the day of the murder. No, it was the day after the murder. You're wrong there, pal. We didn't write an autopsy report till the day after. That's my bad. Oh, right. The prosecution's point being? The autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? A second autopsy was performed yesterday, per my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object, but there is a possibility that the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. No way. Your Honor, it is quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? Yeah, man, this detective's a sham. All right, if this evidence is legit, I mean, that's fine. But why is he... Why am I getting an ad? You're a sham, detective. Detective Gumshoe, you're a sham. How could you give me a faulty report? Huh? I taught Detective Gumshoe. I am disappointed in you, handing him the wrong report like that. I'm sorry, sir. You are at fault, detective. This isn't going to look good on your evaluation next month. What? But... Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts the evidence. Alright, so we have an altered autopsy report now. I need to read it. Died from a blow by a blunt object. May have lived for a few minutes after being hit. This is bullshit. This is kangaroo court. This is kangaroo court, dude. The evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes. Darn, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. The poor, innocent girl whose eyes saw the very murder we're talking about. Rabble, 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 rabble. Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent? I love her music, dude. Witness, your name, please. April May, at your service. Dude, why do they gotta make her poorly drawn boobs jiggle like that? Miss April May. Order. An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking. Aw, yes, Your Honor. This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in court. Now tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred? Gee, well, I was like in my hotel room. I checked in right after lunch. And this hotel is directly across from Fay & Co. law offices. Mm-hmm. That's right, big boy. Please testify to the court about what you saw. All right, here we go. The witness's account. It was like 9 p.m. at night. You know, I looked out the window. And then, ooh, I love how it just throws ooh in. I'm sorry, I gotta give her a Mystique's voice. And then, ooh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, like, you know, she dodged to one side and ran away. But then that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with the long hair, she kind of just slumped over. The end. That's all that I saw. Every little bitsy witsy. Wee. that's the only time I'm gonna do that. I'll give her a real voice. Well, Your Honor, I see. It is a remarkably solid testimony. I don't see any need to trouble the witness any further. Wait, Your Honor! Yes, Mr. Wright? What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness's testimony was quite firm. Didn't you? Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Mia Fey's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding the faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine? Yeah, I'm cross-examining the witness. Fuck off, of course I am. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination, if only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination. It was like 9 p.m. at night. I looked out the window, you know? Why? Why are you looking out the window conveniently at 9? Huh? Why? Like, why what? Why'd you look out the window? Were you expecting to see something? Oh, well, gee. What? That's it? She can't get out of the question that easily. I sort of, you know, had a feeling. Well, I have a feeling she's trying to avoid the question. Maybe I should press a little harder on this one. Go for it. Go for it, Phoenix. Surely you must have had a reason to look out your window at that time of night. Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness. Badgering? You insist on needling her with these trivial questions? I really don't think it should be allowed. Yeah, stop him. Yeah, stop the lawyer. That poor girl. Please let me touch your boobs. I didn't say that. Order! Mr. Wright, you have been warned. Poor girl? How about poor me? You looked out the window. What did you see next? And then, oh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. Give me more. The woman with long hair, that was Mia Fey? Mm-hmm. Slender, sort of, and some people might say pretty. That's your thing. Your thing? And the person attacking her? The one attacking her was that mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. And how do you know she was the defendant? Huh? Well, you know, she had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay? There was only one person at the scene of the crime with a short, girlish figure. The testimony is bulletproof, Your Honor. He's right. Yeah, you're right on this part. I'm not gonna fight this part. So then, tell us what happened to the victim. Then the woman, like, dodged to one side and ran away. Alright, now I want more here. She dodged? Dodged what? Well, the attack. Please, continue your testimony. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. And how do you know it was my client? We already went over this, Phoenix. Well, well, gee, first of all, she had a girl's physique. And secondly, she was small. Who else could it be but her? No, give it to her. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. All right, that's all I got. All right, hold on. Let's go back let's go back to that final one and see if we can press harder. That was the only other opening that really that we really had. All right, here we go. Let's press harder here. So I question your testimony. Hold on a minute. This testimony stinks. What? What? Miss May, I'm willing to bet that you saw nothing. Did you really see the defendant at all? Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? Yeah, what's the meaning? Somebody tell me because I'm clueless. About this, I mean. Okay. If you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothes like that on a daily basis except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus. But... Still, we don't know if she was dressed like that the night of the murder. She was, Your Honor. I saw her. And so did Detective Gumshoe. This is a weak hole you're finding here, Phoenix. What do you say to that, Miss May? What are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think of all the trifling little details were necessary, darling. Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony. Ooh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl. Your testimony again, if you would. Damn, I almost had... You didn't almost have her, man. You had nothing there. You found nothing, Phoenix. I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, the dodged first attack and ran off... The woman dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then, the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. And then that clock, the kind of statue-y clock, the thinker, I think. Well, does that accuracy of my report not startle you? Alright, there's lots of holes here. First of all, there's no way she can know that it's a clock at this point. The only way she could know it's a clock at this point is if she had this. As if she had access to this, which we know she did because of the wiretap. So we know for a fact that she has listened to this phone call. Or at least has been provided with information from this phone call. Other than that... The glass shards, yes. So she claims that, Mia ran immediately to the right. You'll notice the glass is on the far left. How could she have ever broken the glass if she ran to the right, is my question. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? So, saying all that, I feel like we have a lot of holes to poke in this testimony. That's our evidence. And I guess we could always look at people in... I haven't looked at the profiles in a while, but they're not important right now. We're going to move forward. All right, Judge, I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination. All right. Those boob jiggles are bulletproof testimony for sure. I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, she dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Let's press. Is that right as in your right? As in you looked from the hotel? Which hand do I hold my knife in again? Right. It was my right hand. Right? Satisfied, Mr. Wright? Please continue. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. Okay, and she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. All right, let's press here. Where did this weapon come from? She picked it up from the desk. I see. What sort of weapon was it? That clock. That kind of statue-y clock. The thinker, I think? Clock? Didn't this come up in another testimony recently? Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all. No, but I have a feeling I'm onto something now. That clock. That kind of statue-y clock. Let's present it. Let's present it. Because it's not a clock. There's no way you can know it's a clock from looking at it. I object to that, Miss May. What you said just now was quite revealing. Revealing? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, naughty Mr. Lawyer? You just said that the statue of the thinker was a clock, but there is no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in a much similar position as you recently called this a clock too, and he was found guilty of murder. That's right. Nani? Order, order! Miss May, Can you explain how you knew this was a clock? The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes. Yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. No, I will not, Your Honor! Questions are all I have. And you may recall I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once, but... Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Yeah, that would have been the end of me if he stopped me. What? So what happens now? What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know that it was a clock? What? Well, that's because... Well, I heard it? Yeah, I heard it say the time. No way, girl. You were across the street. So you've been to the law offices of Fei & Co. No. Hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room. The law offices of Fei & Co., where the murder took place, are very close to the hotel. She could have easily heard the clock. Not across the street. Not across the street. It couldn't have rung, and I know that. I know that it couldn't have rung. So I know she's lying here as well. That's the more solid evidence for sure. Your Honor, members of the court. It is inconceivable that the clock in question rang because it's empty. The clock is missing its clockwork, Your Honor. How could you possibly? Just have a look as soon as you can. Oh, see anything interesting, Your Honor? It is as the defense says. The clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? Well, it's as you... Look at that smug-ass look. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar. Fat? I like how that's the part she gets stuck on. Well, Miss May? Tisk, hisk, Phoenix. Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty, and yes, as you say, it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no contradiction. But you have no proof that it was removed. It's been 2 days, and they took it into evidence immediately. Are you kidding? Oh, but I was also on the scene of the crime, so I guess he could say I removed it. That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when the clockwork was removed? Oh, you bet I can. I have proof. Nani? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything, Miles? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof that you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed is right here. Take a look at this cell phone. That is a very cute cell phone. Oh, you have a girl's phone. Well, wait, this isn't my phone. Listen, this is the defendant's cell phone, and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. Order! Order! The defendant's cell phone, this wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. I love this. I love this. I love that it's more fun, okay? I know it's not accurate that they can hide evidence from each other, but I think it's a lot of fun that it's just like which lawyer can also be a better detective and find and hide more evidence from the other lawyer before the case. Look, he's so smug. I love it. Urgh. The good detective better remember he's up for revaluation soon. My heart goes out to you, Edgeworth. Not. Let's hear the conversation. So you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could. I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out. Sorry. September 5th, 9:27 a.m. Beep. Your Honor, I think this recording makes it clear that the clockwork was already gone. And this recording in the morning, or this was recorded in the morning before the witness ever arrived at the hotel. Mama? Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that the weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What was the story again? Oh, I go to so many. I must have forgot. So the witness had seen it before. That would make sense. Not viable! Yes, I have an objection, Your Honor. The witness claims she has seen it before, but this directly contradicts a piece of evidence that's already submitted to this court. Well then, let's see it. The evidence is the clock itself, Your Honor. The thinker. Listen, it's simple. The clock was never in any store, ever. What? Nani? A friend of mine made that clock, Your Honor, and only 2 exist in the world. And the one that isn't here is in police custody. Impossible! Everything is sold in stores! Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. I just fucking love his smug face so much. Excuses not on sale today? Oh, dude, she is raging. The heart on her costume just spun upside down and now her boobs are sagging further. Shit just got real. What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die! Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves! This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm. Silly me. She's twitching. You can see her left eye twitching, dude. Did I, lose it? I guess I did. Teehee. Scary, man. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior? Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you heard about it. However, so the witness never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She heard it? That is correct, Your Honor. There is no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. And I can show you the proof. Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me evidence proving the witness heard the murder weapon was a clock. Have a look at this evidence, Your Honor. Conveniently stolen from the witness's hotel room myself. Ah! Oh, that's... Oh! I found this in Miss May's room. I know this judge is so incompetent, it's crazy. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is. Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Miss Mia Fey's phone, were you not? Oh! Oh! Your Honor, this is irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if it was the case, which it is not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not, Phoenix! Oh yeah? Well, I think I can, Miles. It's simple. Nani? I'm sorry, they all capsed it. Rip headphones, I'm sorry, but I had to. I had to, dude. I absolutely had to. Here's my proof. The proof that the victim said what the victim said on the phone was a clock. It's in here, right? All right. It tells the time. Oh, yeah, right here. Literally, it's a clock at the top of that one. Present. I present the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen that. Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on to for me. Again? What's it this time? It's a clock. Made to look like the statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time. Miss April May, you used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong? Objection! Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Kangaroo Court, Your Honor, look at this witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May! Shut up. All of you. What gives you the right to talk to me like that? You lawyer? It's no fair. All of you ganging up on me like that? Oh, so I'm the bad girl, is it? Is that it? I'm gonna start crying. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Now to deal the final blow. Why the wiretap? Yeah. Not gonna accuse her. I don't think she did it. Because I mean, I know that. As, you know, not as Phoenix, but I know that. You all know that too. The player knows that up to this point. We get to see it, okay? It's not, let's head forward. Why did you tap her phone? Answer the question. Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippity tapping irrelevant? Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant. While the court does not condone the defense's tone of speech, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court? Can you prove you had nothing to do with this murder even though you tapped her phone? Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil grin right there. You were probably thinking, I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you? Damn, she's good. Well, you're not the first man who's thought that. And of course, I can and will. You can't be serious. Alright, and I assure you I am serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so the killing happened around 9 at night, right? Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy. Room service? Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee, you know, like normal coffee, but cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts. And then you have, well, like regular coffee. Iced coffee? Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy. Ergo, the witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder. I still don't know why she wiretapped the phone. She avoided the question entirely. That's some solid dodging. So where does this leave us? It is my great displeasure to inform you, the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's phone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Miss Maya Fey, commit murder. No, they're going to let her just walk away. There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow. Well, does the defense have anything to say? Think of something. Ah, man. I don't have any more evidence to play against Miss May. The autopsy report won't do anything, and she's already backed me into a corner, man. The bellboy, he's a friendly man. He's a nice dude, and I might be able to get something out of him. Any new resources we can get, we need right now. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious there, and I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. Well, I think you've sunk in quite low enough already, Mr. Lawyer. I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What is your reason? Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Condition? If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that Miss April May was not the killer, and thus, she is innocent. Therefore, you must accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fey. That is my condition. What? I'd better find something. I better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony. Otherwise, Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. Oh, what should I do? I'm no quitter, man. Alright, I've got nothing to lose. Well, except for everything. Understood, and I accept your condition. Fool. You fell right into my trap. Wait. Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand. I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work, sir, and I'm happy to be of service.
Nani.
Thank you, Minnows. Appreciate it, man. That tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony. Very good, sir. Miss May's room service. Oh, the music's more intense now. I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call at 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May. She asked for iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course, and I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. I see. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Right, I'm ready. Dude, I got nothing here. We're gonna have to find some info when we press. I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call at 8 p.m. in the evening from our guest, Miss May. You believe? Are you sure it was Miss May on the phone? Absolutely, sir. How can you be so certain? I checked Miss May in personally, sir. Not only did I see her in all of her stunning radiance, but I also heard her voice. And I saw them, and then I saw them, and I... The point being, I remember her quite well, sir. Yes. What then? She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 p.m. on the dot, sir. 9 on the dot, you say? Yes, sir. I confirmed the details several times. She was watching a program on TV and wished to drink after she finished, sir. 9. The time of the murder. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. Precisely 9 p.m. then. Precisely, exactly, and most definitely, sir. 9 p.m. How can you be so sure? Miss May was quite insistent that it be brought then. Oh, bellboy, tee-hee, I'd like an iced coffee at exactly 9 p.m. Something like that, sir. And therefore, I knocked on her door at the crack of 9, sir. Why would she be so particular about the time? And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. You are sure it was Miss April May herself? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely? Yes, sir. As in, so very absolutely, sir. It's an endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're so very certain? Well, when I brought the room service, the guest, sir, favored me with, an embrasure, sir. Embrasure? Is that French for embrace? It's French for kiss, sir. But not a French kiss, sir, more of a peck on the cheek. Why would she have done that? I believe perhaps she was momentarily swayed by my prim demeanor, sir. It was a moment I shall never forget either, sir. Well, that sounds pretty fishy to me. I think our Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. Good. There's nothing there. Is that it? Tisk, Phoenix! Finally, you understand! This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. I can't let this happen, can I? Protest, I have to. Wait! Please wait. Yes? Does the defense have something to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question. Your Honor, I must object. The charade of justice has gone on long enough. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. All right, Mr. Wright, I'll give you one more question, but that's all. Okay, this is really it now. This is my last chance. What do I ask him about? All right, the important thing to note here, guys, is that while Miss April may not be the murderer in question, that doesn't mean she's not tied to this. She definitely did the wiretapping, and she definitely is lying about shit. She's suspicious. Now, there was 2 champagne glasses on the table in her room, and she wasn't expressly denying having a guest with her. We're gonna ask about check-in and who she came in with. Tell me about check-in. Tell me about when you checked in, Miss May. Oh, all right. Very well, sir. My first thought was that she was a beautiful person. Just my type of girl, so it was a disappointment, really. I see. Excuse me. What exactly was a disappointment? Well, I am not without charm, sir, but even I'd have little chance with her lover there. What did he say? What did you say? Rather. Right. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Did Miss May have check-in with another person? I object. That was objectionable. He's stuck, man. Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Yes, quite indeed. It was the, good barista there, Mr. Edgeworth, who, he asked me not to mention if I wasn't specifically asked, sir. Words are hard. Oof! You fool! I've done it. I won! Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man. Correct? Yes, sir. Then, when you brought them room service, you didn't see that man in the room? That's right, sir. Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved who may be the murderer. In this new light, I hold that it is impossible to judge the defendant. You agree, Mr. Edgeworth? Who? Who is this other person? Simple. It was the man with Miss April May. Oof! Your Honor, as he has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone. Yet, Miss May herself was the alibi at the time of the murder. Or has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. My, what a convenient little setup. But it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Oof! Upstart. Amateur. These accusations are... Enough! The court acknowledges the defense's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood? Yes, Your Honor. That is all for today's trial of Maya Fey. Court is adjourned. September 7th, 2:24 p.m., District Court Defendant Lobby number 1. Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there. Oh, whoa, really? I think I might be your newest fan. Oh, I was just doing my job, you know. Then again, that other attorney was pretty cool too. That face of his with his eyes wide and trembling lips, it sent shivers up my spine. If you say so. So what happens with me? Do I get to go home now? Well, no, I don't think so. Not yet. Oh, I see. But I got a great lead in today's trial. A lead? That man with Miss May. He's the key. Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that anyway? I heard they arrested her. I guess she's, learning her charms won't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed. I'm gonna go find out more about this man. Do you think he was the one who? Maybe so. Sis, don't worry. I'll find him by tomorrow, I promise. Well, I'm counting on you. I asked for a full record of April May's testimony. I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow. But now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, the only one part that really got left on the record, or there's only one part that really got left on the record. What is it? What is it? I don't know how much good this will do me at all, or I don't know how much good this will do me at all now. Her testimony, all I kept was that the victim dodged an attack and ran to the right, but was caught and struck. And that's all I have. Ran to the right. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in that detention center, and it's up to me to get her free. To be continued. Looks like the bellboy just cracked open the case for us. Who could this mysterious man be? We're gonna go investigating and finding out in the next episode. So make sure you subscribe, like, and comment if you're enjoying the series, and thank you so much for watching.